Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Hidden Realms, the God Heist. I am your humble GM, Joshua McGregor. With me are Mark Crozier as Ulden Nathrovan, Neil Hara as What's It the Worthless, Tolton Sparktech, James Wilson as Tolton Sparktech, who will be joining us shortly. On a similar note, we've also got Antonio Cazar as Riadon Athronus, who will also be joining us shortly. And we've got a returning face, a very, very special guest on. We've got our very, very own Morgan Hardy as Gimbal the Spiteful. It's
Hello,
so good to have
everyone.
you
The
back.
sexy beast is back in his mansion.
For the first time since Thanos.
Looking forward to it.
I'm so glad you're here. This is going to be great. We are missing Nin for her own reasons. She can't be part of the stream today, which is we're very sad about. Hopefully she'll be back for next one. And we're very sorry that we're starting so late for all of you who are watching live. We've had no end of personal stuff going on around the stream, which is why we were going to start later initially anyway, and then we ended up starting much later than that. So
Everyone's got kid stuff going on.
Yeah.
From knee high to poop to knee high and sick.
All the pleasant stuff that you love.
All the pleasant stuff.
Awesome possum. Let's put on something musically because I forgot to do that. And what do you say? What do you say we do a little recap?
Yeah.
And then we can go into what's going on. So last time, our heroes all met up at Ulden's tower, got to talking, and decided that they were going to go into the Forest of Whim to investigate some stuff that was going on there. They met up with, well, first actually, Asai spoke with plants and met a very fun little mushroom person who told them a little bit about the forest, and then they went further in and met the Big Mama Tree, who's at the center, who told them all kinds of lore stuff, but mostly gave them access to a portal, which takes 1 minute to lay down, which will allow the armies of Sygalia to come forth into Volpikar. Also gave them all another level. Here they are all now level 7. And of course put Thanos' body to rest and shared the final thoughts of him so that they know about the orcs who are trapped in their subdimension, and the way to bring them back, which is on Isle Carmine in the Red Isles, New York Archipelago. With these tools in hand, they were preparing to take the fight to the Grey Orthodoxy and to Genoa, and that's where we left off. So, one little bit to deal with before we get onto the alacrity is Ulden. As everybody's flying back up, you feel the voice of Climarosa, the Big Mama Tree, in your mind, and they say, outside of my forests and outside of my influence, I cannot protect you from the effects that have been destroying your mind. Ulden.
Am I able to respond to it?
Yeah.
Yes. I So those that are around me just sort of see my face just...
Mm-hmm.
And then saying out loud, but also responding to it, I'm like, what are you talking about? My mind is perfectly fine, as sharp as ever.
The voice continues. If you continue down your path, there is every chance that you will find what you are looking for. However, if you ever require peace, know that these forests will be open to you.
He sort of has a bit of a moment of just a flicker of clarity, and he just... Yes, thank you. I appreciate that.
You feel your feet leave the ground as your gravitic.
Yes.
What's the adjective? As gravity once more begins to distort around you, and in the back of your mind, fading in and out of volume, the song plays.
As it sort of starts to come in, those around him can just hear him just humming.
And everybody helps fly you all back up to the deck of the ship.
Yeah. Can I go out to Alden? And okay, Alden.
Yes, my green friend.
Yeah, I know, not not known you that long or anything, but what's with the song?
With the song?
Yeah, you keep talking about a song and humming a song. I don't know what it is. It confuses me a little.
No.
But most things confuse me.
I don't hear any music. Do you hear any music? Are you quite all right? And he puts his hand out and just sort of places his just two fingers on your forehead as though he's like feeling your temperature. Do you feel all right?
I am even more confused now.
It's all right, my big friend. Don't worry.
All right.
It'll everything will be all right. Just stick close by me and you'll be fine.
All right. Okay. All right. I was going to say things to you because I thought you might not be very well.
Oh, I'm perfectly fine. I'm in tip-top shape. And he sort of flexes a little bit.
Compared to you, he has no strength.
I'll go, oh, I think you need a cuddle.
Yes, come here. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Cuddles all round. Come here.
Yeah, and he gives you a cuddle. Big, strong cuddle. That's what picks you up off the ground.
Which isn't very hard, considering he's floating already. He gives you a hug back.
You were expecting to use at least some muscle strength to lift him up. None at all.
No, it's like a feather.
All right, I've got stronger. Yeah. Grumps is with me.
He gives you a big pat on the back before you set him down.
All right, fair enough. All right, I am more confused than I was before, but never mind. That's not the first time.
Brilliant. So on the ship are obviously you guys. Asai is with you, Rhydon and Tolton, but also Aegeus Rothanel, the champion of Corellon, Lacarian the druid, champion of Molora, Alistair, the Storm Soul sorcerer, Dust, the Sun Soul monk. I think that is it. Unless you count, of course, Esme Rose and old Benji, who are kind of like part of the ship.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Cool. Alistair's going to turn to the two of you and say, right, so where are we sailing to?
Well, I think there's only one place that really we should be sailing to, and we're going home, Alistair.
I'm sure you mean your home and not my home.
Well, yes, of course. I mean, my home. I suppose for the time being, it should be all of our homes, really.
I don't see why not, although the Alacrity has been more than a good home for me and my crew.
Well,
Let's call it the holiday home.
Yes, that is a good, yes. That is a wonderful idea.
The holiday home. I love it.
Right. We must be very quiet, remember? We cannot let anyone else know that you're there. Right. Shh, mum's the word.
Be stealthy.
Yes.
So we're headed over to your old workshop then. Your
yes.
Wardell Hall.
You're absolutely correct, yes.
Fantastic. Esme Rose, do the thing. And the teleportation, like, mechanical ring is constructed in front, and shoom goes along to the back, and you find yourselves floating above this very small floating island with a very small stream of source keeping it afloat.
On that journey, can I go up to Alden again? And I look out. Alden?
Yes?
Yeah, you do lots of magic stuff, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, and I do kind of like magic stuff, but it's sort of powers that are granted from grumps in things. Well, last night I had a dream about something that I can do,
right.
And I kind of accidentally done it this morning again, and I kind of need to understand how to use it because it seems complicated.
Worry not. Nothing is ever as complicated as it sounds, you see.
Right,
Magic is actually a form of science. So, yes, by all means. Ask away.
Yeah, a science, yeah, or whatever that is. And then he conjures up, he gets out of his little satchel a little sort of burnt amber stick and crumbles it in his hands and then goes, and for grumps. And then off the side of the ship, a 60-foot wall of flame appears like that and casts Wall of Flame. And it's the new 4th level spell granted the Forge domain. And I've gone, right, I could do that now. And I don't really understand how it works.
Well, you see, it's not quite as complicated as it sounds at all. Merely, you are agitating the particles in the air, forming. They then produce heat, and when enough heat is produced, they combust. But now, as your power has grown, you're able to control more of them, creating a much larger source of heat.
But I can change the shape, and I don't really understand what I can do with it.
It seems your friend in the sky there has granted you greater power to control more of the particles in the air.
I know that bit, but it's actually controlling it. It feels like a bit unwieldy because I can move it, and I'm not used to doing that sort of thing on that scale.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure you'll gain greater control over it as you practice with it. Just be very careful with it and try not to use it near things we want to keep.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll go bang. Yeah, I think I can have some fun with that. I think I should be a little bit less afraid. And I'm just used to having a friend who helps me kind of understand the complicated things and helps me kind of control things when my instinct tells me that I should, do it the what's it way. And like the what's it way just tells me plonk it in the middle.
And sometimes, by the sound of it, the what's it way is very useful. You must make sure you do it right.
Being honest, it's useful like most of the time.
Yes.
But there's occasionally you need to do it the Thano way. I'll give him that.
Well, do not worry, my friend. Stick with me, and we'll make sure the what's it way always works. In fact, when we get to where we're going. I believe I only destroyed one of the chambers, so there should be one more chamber where you might be able to practice your new firewall. Yes.
I'm liking that a lot. All right, thank you, Alden.
Not a problem. He gives him a big pat on the back again.
This is slightly. This is not something we had prepared, but if Morgan, if you would like to jump in, we can have you jump in a different way than we had planned.
It's the joy.
Just to get you in the story. So, you guys have been practicing this thing. Tolton, you guys are on the Alacrity, and you have headed to Wardell Hall, which was Ulden's old workshop, kind of testing facility, a small floating island that he had when he was more actively part of the Grey Orthodoxy. And anybody who's on the ship, can you give me a perception check, please?
Ooh.
17 for me.
17 is good.
Soft 21.
This is not actually for. Great. 21 is great. Yes.
Total 16.
16 is good.
14.
14. All right. So, what's it and Ulden beat a 15? The two of you are doing this thing. You hear the creaking, an unusual creaking from one of the masts that houses the crow's nest. And look up and see a shadow near the crow's nest. What's it and Tolton, if you want to do history checks for me, you're more than welcome to do that.
That's going to be funny.
History on what exactly? Sorry.
It's higher than I thought.
It's a personal history check.
Oh, okay.
16 minus 1, so 15.
15 is good enough for this. Good enough for this for sure.
Yeah.
Hang on. History. So 16.
You guys both remember way back when you guys first came onto the Alacrity, and you were being introduced to everybody, that there was one more member of the crew who was in the crow's nest.
That's right. I remember that never came down.
Gimbal, would you like to introduce your character as you come down from the crow's nest?
Right, okay. I'm Gimbal the Spiteful, who is a female bugbear. If anyone knows bugbears, they'll know the history. But for anyone who doesn't, they are inherently lazy. Hence why they would just happily sit in the crow's nest and do nothing till they actually have to get up and do anything. To describe this bugbear, she is about 7 foot, brown hair, brown eyes, covered in a brown fur, wearing studded leather armor with spikes on the shoulder, carrying various weapons. I have a great club, a couple of morning stars, so kind of a stick with pointy ball on the end with spikes, number of daggers across her chest, as I said, it basically spends a lot of time sleeping, but always up for a fight and a drink with the lads. Dressed, she has heads of her victims around her skirt, as she always takes a trophy from a kill if she can, and she particularly likes her heads, and she'll sit there, just sort of playing music to herself and generally just being rude to anyone that bothers her.
I think it might be in love.
Well, yeah. Height-wise, I'd be cuddling you in my chest, so he'd probably enjoy it.
Yeah. There'll be some mothering issues going on.
But for anyone who doesn't know bugbears, although they're 7 foot and built like a gorilla, they are amazing at stealth and hiding. which you wouldn't expect. Even though they're this big, they have the ability to disappear in a second.
Alistair welcomes you down. Oh, it's Gimbal! We not only do we not bother Gimbal, sometimes we can't even find her. We have no idea where she goes. She's been presumably on board for everything that's happened.
What's gonna to attempt to try and climb up to the actual in his full plate armor. This could get quite funny.
Athletics check.
Can I somewhat, when I see him doing that, can I somewhat prepare a reaction? If he goes to fall, I'm going to feather fall him.
Yeah.
Is this athletics or acrobatics? Oh, it's the same for me, actually, by the way. Yeah, which is all right. For some reason, I thought that would be a disadvantage because of the plate, but it's not because it's strength based. Mm-hmm. Oh, either way. I still only got 6.
You get about a foot off the ground before you are completely tangled in ropes.
All right.
I laughed because as he did this, I rolled for my sling and I got a 25, and a slingshot just pops him straight in between his forehead, helping him get tangled up.
You fall, your torso falls, but your legs are still caught in the rope, so now you're just hanging upside down.
Okay. And I sat there swinging, going, meant that. And then look up and see Gimbal, and with these sort of you're pretty. Say
I'm just waiting for the can I touch you?
Yeah.
Can I stroke your face?
Yeah. You're pretty and furry. and then I'll get myself and dust myself off and probably find a drink. I'll go and find the poshest cup I could find, and get a strong drink of some kind, just waiting for her to come down at some point, just so I can give it to her.
Do you make your way down, Gimbal?
No, but I do speak Orcish, so in Orcish they say, "Gimbal need no man." But we'll take drink if you can make it up here.
But does Gimbal need a what's it?
I just laugh.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's gonna be a little bit puppy dog.
Truly, for my own curiosity, how old is Gimbal?
She's about 55, so about young middle-aged for a bugbear.
So there is a logical way that she could know Orcish and Volpicard. That's all I needed to know. All right. Awesome. 55. Cool. You got the ship kind of comes into there is a little port on Wardell Hall. You know that Ulden, you would know that in the earlier days after the Sundering War, when these islands were first being fitted out and made into the Wardell facilities, people had to go back and forth via skyship, and the few skyships that are not the pirate ship that you're on do well belong to the Grey Orthodoxy. So there are places to land. So there's a place to land for you guys.
Awesome.
And you may disembark at your leisure into the relic. Oh, there's a doorbell.
Antonio!
Hey!
Wagwan.
Guan.
Well, that's just put everybody out of sync.
There we go. No, I've switched it over. I see. Here's one I prepared earlier.
Hey.
I lost my phone. Turns out I didn't.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Oh,
Good
boy.
news.
Yeah.
To get you caught up, Antonio, Gimbal is Morgan's guest character, a bugbear rogue who has been who's been in the crow's nest, has been the lookout of the Alacrity this entire time.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
And in true bugbear style, using her stealth to not be noticed.
Amazing. And you guys have just landed. Good place to jump in. At Wardell Hall, you guys kind of see they're quite spacious rooms and facilities, although this is a much smaller place than Wardell Car. This is like one floor of various communal spaces and training rooms and research labs and sleeping dorms in a different section. It's quite dark. It looks very dusty, like nobody has been here in a long time. Yeah, generally looks pretty abandoned.
As we step in, and I sort of see, because it's been a few months from I've been back here, and I look around and I see all, this film of dust over everything, and I go, oh dear, has it been that long? Well, I do apologize. Normally the place would be a little bit spiffier looking than this. However, I'm a little bit short-staffed at the moment. And he just sort of, as he goes around, he just sort of casually casts prestidigitation on things just to sort of clean them up.
Very nice. Yeah, the place starts to look a little bit nicer. There are some like arcane crystals in braziers on the walls that could light up with a very kind of blue cold light, but definitely starts to make the place more lived in and just more pleasant to be in. Definitely, it doesn't feel like warm, cozy. Like this is a place to live. It's definitely more of like this is a place of work and study.
Yeah. So when I've sort of spruced the place up a little bit, I sort of turn to everyone that's sort of come in and go, right, well, make yourselves at home. If you're not sure where anything is, feel free to ask. If I can remember, I will tell you. But in the meantime, I have a few things to do. And I turn around and I start drifting away, pulling journals out of my backpack, and I head to my little library in my living quarters, and I put away these like older journals to lighten down my bag, and
I'll
spend time doing that.
I'll get out my armor and I'll sit down in my pants, just be sat there on the sofa in my pants. He said, make himself at home. So he sat there with sort of, one hand on his junk, eating.
You see in a corner there's a loose collection of what may have once been a cushion and some newspapers and some straw, and 16 goes straight into that mess and like disappears.
Yep.
Antonio, right on. We have not done the banishing thing with your character yet. So that is one of the things on the to-do list. But of course, whatever you guys want to spend the time doing, it is after your talk with the tree. I'm going to say this is still kind of early afternoon. It's like 2-3 o'clock. You guys made it here.
Right.
You've been very efficient with your time today.
When Olden has finished putting away, he'll sort of have a quick flick through each of the journals before he puts them back to just try and refresh his memory as to what's happened over the past couple of months. But when he's finished putting them all back, he'll go to sort of, presumably it's not too far away from his living quarters, not the lab, but to like just an area of study, and he'll sort of sit down and think, right, I have all of these people here, and they are considered to be fugitives to the rest of the people here. Now, we don't want to disable... Like, he'll be saying all this out loud to himself, but this is him thinking. Like, we don't want to actually disable the teleportation circles. However, it would be very unfortunate if perhaps someone else was to make their way here through the teleportation circles. And, he's gonna sit down, and he's gonna, like, draft up, like, either, like, a combination of, like, spell tongue runes or a single... whatever he needs to be able to, like, mask, or, like sort of, without deactivating the teleportation circle in Wardell Hall, but sort of, like, block it so that it can't be reached, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. So here, for anybody who is interested, so basically it'll be Ulden and Tolton who can actually do this unless they teach. I think probably Rhydon would be the only other person. Or no, what's it could definitely do it as well.
Is this banishment?
No, this is how spell tongue practically will work for this campaign. While you are near source, you can use one of your anchor words, which I've given to both of you last time, to craft a magical effect. It takes 5 hours to craft the wording that you want to use.
Okay.
And that is centered around an effect of one of those words. But what that does, what specifically you want it to do, whether that be a triggered effect or a passive effect, is up to you. It is creatively open.
Okay.
And then it takes 1 minute to write out the runes, and I will judge how many spell slots you have to put into it to make it happen. But then it is active on its own. You don't have to maintain concentration. You don't have to maintain spell slots once it's active. So the ones you've got at the moment are Mark, Release. I'll slow down in case you need to write this down.
I've got them written down anyway. Mark, Monitor, Dampen, Release, Guide, Transition, Alarm, and Block.
So for what you're describing, you're probably going to be using a block wording as your anchor for your effect, and then you can modify it to do exactly what you have just described.
All right. Sorry, what were the other words? I've got Mark, Release, Monitor, Block.
Mark, Release, Monitor, Block, Dampen. Alarm. Guide and Transition.
All right. Guide and Transition. Okay. Then, so specifically what I'm looking at to sort of be is, like, kind of like literally just like a lock. So it can be activated and deactivated as and when someone needs to use it from our side. But if someone tries to use it from the other side, it's like it's basically just like the circle has been, like, erased somehow, or worn out, that sort of thing. So yeah, if it needs a spell slot each time to activate and deactivate, that's fine. But
yeah, I think what we're gonna do is, for this, we're actually just gonna front load it.
Okay.
And then it'll be just a key phrase to lock and unlock it. So you're going to need 5 spell levels worth of slots. If that makes sense. So, like, for 5 first level spells, or 2 second and 1 first, or 1 third and 1 second, etc.
Okay, then in which case he'll throw a third and a second. Awesome.
And again, that's 5 hours of work.
Yeah, that's fine.
To make that happen. Cool. In that time, I'm sorry. What are you guys doing?
So
I'm asleep in the crow's nest.
You didn't come in. You just... It's amazing.
So I overheard a way of me going back now. Is that possible?
Well, how'd you do that?
Banishment.
Well, I could do that.
You can.
Yeah.
But what's it? Would you mind doing it?
All right. You want to go back home? What are you going to do?
I'm going to get us some reinforcements.
I could do that, and then I could make this really big magic wall of fire. Do you want me to do that instead?
God. I'm not there. Don't burn down my fucking base.
Sorry?
I would just like you to just cast banishment on me if you could.
Well, a wall of fire is really fun.
I'm slightly confused. I understand a wall of fire is potentially very fun. Would you rather not cast banishment? Is that what it is?
No, I really like the wall of fire. I could do the banishment. All right, I'll do the banishment. It's just the wall of fire is really fun. And Alden said I could do it in air. He said it didn't matter about the damage into his place.
I must have misheard what he said.
Yeah. But he did. He said it's fine in my place. I practice it there all the time. So, do you want me to do the wall of fire, or do you want me to banish you?
Banish me.
All right. So you do a ritual circle. That quintessentially you get some candles out, and the actual candles are actually a big smiley face with one eye.
Got it. That's amazing.
Very good.
And
as he's doing this, Aegeus.
Yes. Hello.
We spoke about the runes. Do you mind for the spell tongue? Do you mind making sure that is done at the specified spot, ready for when we will make break?
Absolutely. He's all over that. Remind me where it was that you and he had agreed to put them. Is this?
It is on the fields or the plain near or under Wardell Hall.
Got it. He, 100% dabs you up, and he says, just so that you're aware, there is a possibility that this banishment will just send you to a Demi Plane and you will be lost forever.
That'll be really funny.
I thought it would be my responsibility as your friend to let you know.
Will that be, dependent on me doing it and, how smart I am?
No, that will be dependent on whether we're in the same dimension but moving in space, or whether we're in a different dimension and you're going back to your home dimension.
Oh, but I suppose it's new to me. But I remember from the conversations I had with Grumsh, and he told me about this spell. But he said it doesn't last forever unless it's your own plane. So even if we do send you somewhere nasty, hopefully not too nasty, you won't be there forever. You'll come back after a short period.
That would be good.
Do we have some form of statistics? I would love to.
What's
to
the
know.
mystics? What's the mystics?
What are the chances of me going back to my normal to Sygalia?
Oh, you sound like a coward.
Geez.
No, I sound like I want to get the job done.
Oh, that's different. Yeah, that makes sense.
Aegeus says, I don't know that it's a matter of percentages. I can tell you what percentage likely the different theories are of being accurate.
What's the other?
Your sword is going to talk puddles.
Yeah.
You talk in your mind and go, I think probably it's gonna be all right. I mean, these things usually work out.
The
Maybe
bastion of
I'm just an
confidence.
optimist. I don't know. I'm like 2 days old.
This is true, but he's a sentient sword. So I'm going to listen to the sentient sword. What's it? Punch it.
All right. So you go through the spell. I was gonna thought about doing something funny. Hang on. Have I got? I can't remember if I've got that spell.
Spell goes off. Welcome to Avernus.
I was going to do something, but I don't have the spell.
Yeah, but that's when you'd see
Are those mists?
the other character that you play come walking over.
Surgeon, yeah.
Oh, hello!
Let's not break the fourth wall here.
In fact, now what I'll do, I'll do it this way. I'll go through it and I'll feign casting that spell, and I'll try and make it look like I'm doing it. I'm going to use thaumaturgy. I'm going to look at Tolton and just secretly and just wink at him like that, and he's there. And I'm going to cast thaumaturgy to make it look like the floor is sort of heating up, so it looks like he's going to go into like a fire plane or something like that. And then going, oh, I think it's going wrong. Oh, he might be going to the wrong place.
Oh God!
Jeez.
Can I roll an insight check?
Of course you can.
I guess that I need to do a deception one.
Yes, please.
Send him to the elemental plane of fire.
5.
What? You got 5?
You got a 5.
Oh, I got 15. So
Yeah.
I'm going to look at you and just look around and go, that's fantastic, what's it? You're very gifted and talented.
Yeah, all right. And then I'll finish it, and I know I will cast banishment.
Beautiful. You cast banishment. Ryodon.
Hello.
Hello. You float in unending darkness.
Done it before.
Your sword goes, well, this doesn't look like Sygalia. Maybe it's not a different dimension after all. All right, I can get us home, but it'll be a little weird.
What do you mean a little weird?
Well, the only magic that the Accord actually has is to be itself less, to do chaos magic. So I can do a little chaos magic and get us home.
Roll that dice.
I'm going to take my helmet off. I'm going to take the sword out of sheath. I'm going to look at the sword and go,
Yeah.
You're not saying you're going to do what I think you're going to do.
What do you think I'm going to do? I'm not good at knowing these things.
You and me both then, Puddles. You and me both. Just do it.
Please roll a 1d100.
Who, me?
You, please roll a d100 rather.
68.
68. Okay, give me 1 second.
No probs.
Okay. Your sword blade is made of floating fractals of space, and these kind of glass-like shards dissipate and float around you and start to spin faster and faster, and you start to see little flashes of images reflected in the different shards as they spin and spin until it feels like you are encased in a globe of spinning images, and you see various landscapes. You see the faces of different races, some of which you know, some of which you don't. and it seems to you that different worlds are passing before your perception. And then after a few dozen have passed, everything comes to a stop. The shards come back into the sword shape. You see around you is still darkness, but you are standing as though it kind of feels like grass under your feet. You see little shoots of flowers, little neon flowers start to blossom and create light all around you. And you see like little neon streaks start to arc and form the shape of a soldier and a column here and a building over here. And you start to hear distorted voices saying, I didn't know we had a statue in the hall here, and I didn't see that one. Get it. What knocking me? What is this thing anyway? And these kind of streaks of light pass over and around you, and then when a concrete image has formed, suddenly you are standing in the hall at the Palace of Garandia.
Excellent. I'm going to pat my sheath. Good job, Puddles.
Sorry, that was a bit weird.
Right.
This was actually pretty easy compared to what I thought it was going to be.
Well, glad it didn't end up bad. Hey, right, press on. I'm going to go to the communal throne room area.
You see the throne room is currently empty of major officials and things, but there are some servants bustling about, and one of them stops and looks at you and sort of goes, my prince, your majesty, you're here.
Enough. Right, where is my sister?
Oh, she's out. There are war tents outside the city. We're gathering everybody.
Going.
Ah! Servants going like rush away to tell people that you appeared. You make your way through the streets. You have very distinctive armor. Obviously, yes. And so there are a good number of like civilians who just watch you go by and kind of go, wait a minute, what? What's going on? And you start to get a little crowd following you as you make your way through the city, and you make your way to the outer gates, and the soldiers look in confusion and kind of go, your majesty, what do you need to see your sister? She's just outside. And they open the gates for you.
I'm gonna stop when they're looking at me, and I'm gonna stop and just listen to you. My sister, yes.
Right. Your majesty, salute you. General Sir, it's very good to see you back from the alien world. Yes.
Enough talk. Axe, you're on duty. Come on. Move it.
I guess we're escorting you. And they walk very briskly, abandoning their post, and bring you to what you can see is an incredible site. I'm actually going to switch to different music for this. You see fields full of tents and soldiers. You can see the flags of Garandia, but you can also see representative armies have arrived from the other kingdoms. You can see you can see the symbols of Thorogrove and of Coldforge, of Arahan, and Care. All of these different kingdoms have sent, helping forces, support troops. There's an enormous command tent sort of in the middle of this throng of soldiers, probably more soldiers than certainly more than you've ever commanded, and potentially more than you've ever seen in one place. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of soldiers and archers, and there are siege engines and various different war beasts that have been brought from different places.
Sorry, I'm really sorry. I missed all of that. My connection dropped.
Oh no! No, all I was saying is there are people. There are there are shock troops and horsemen and archers and siege towers and beasts of war. People wielding armor and weaponry of all different designs. People who look like they are ready for combat in different types of environments. In all kinds of different situations would be ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk to where my sister is. I'm guessing multiple different leaders or generals or commanders will be amongst her.
Absolutely.
My first words are going to be, so you all make the call then.
So you all make the call then. You see your sister along with the generals of all these various groups. And she turns delight on her face to see you, and surprise. Everybody is quite taken aback to see you, but she just, first of all, just hugs you. Big hug, doesn't care about the armor.
At first, I'm gonna let her, and then the realization, and then just one hand on the back and go, yeah, we can do this afterwards.
Right, you're right. It's just it's good to see you alive, brother. As per your communications, I sent out word, and everybody has gathered for the invasion of Vulpakar. We're ready.
It's just an FYI, it's not an invasion, it's more of a rescue mission, but the capabilities of Vulpakar are beyond our recognition. So unless that is what you want to do, Your Majesty. Sorry, you know what I'm like. You being my sister and all.
Everybody, the general of the Garandian forces, ride on a throne as the crown prince. Various people bow and nod to you. These people all look very. You may have met one or two of them before on diplomatic forays, but they nod to you. The representative of Coldforge, whose name I am going to make up right now. This is Oscar Durthane. Steps forward. Your Majesty, of course, naturally, the priority of the mission must be to save Pelor. But it was our understanding that there were hostile forces there who need to be taken down.
That is correct. All right. Why the gathering is there. We have a reconnaissance mission going on board to potentially save Pelor. We are the the bait.
You're the bait.
We are the bait.
Oh, we're the bait. And
Yes.
we're the bait for the main strike team to get in and save Pelor. Got it.
Yes.
100%. Your sister kind of looks to you. She is definitely she's used to running the country, but that doesn't usually involve military operations. You're the commander in charge, and she kind of defers to your judgment on what needs to happen in terms of preparation and what happens next.
We've already rewritten history here. The 10 Kingdoms have not been in the same room on peaceful terms in a very, very, very long time.
And that is definitely something worth noting. The gathering of the gods and the ecumenical council and this historic conflict with a world outside of ourselves may be a turning point for the 10 Kingdoms. We may be able to found a more solid peace. You see the representatives of Verano and Arohan look a little sketchy on that point. These people who have been at war for hundreds of years with each other, but they don't speak up and disagree.
I would like you all to know that the main objective here is to get Pelor out. If we do not succeed today, we are going to have serious issues in the future. Put your thoughts and your processes aside. Your cultures are no longer different. Pelor needs to come home. That is an order.
Go ahead, roll me persuasion with advantage.
Oh. Okay. That's 21.
Hell yeah. Again, yeah, you can see in the faces of these people a mixture of warrior to warrior respect, of inspiration, and a definite putting aside of previous grudges for what is clearly a bigger cause right now. These people are on board.
Look, once we go through the gates, I would heavy cavalry following me, and then I'm going to kind of dictate some orders. So I want to make sure that the particular generals are commanding their particular forces. I want them all to spread out and gather as much land as possibly possible. We outnumber them. We need to make sure that we get the most amount of area.
Yep, everybody is more than happy to listen to your expertise, and you can kind of break down for them what they're going to expect in terms of the terrain, in terms of what to expect from the floating islands, because that's not something that you would have seen. Yeah, exactly. And so this military war room meeting continues. Fantastic. So basically what's going to happen now is right on, you are making those preparations and are on Sygalia until the portal opens. Basically, you can see where the portal has been, the runes have been drawn for the troops on your side. Yeah, fantastic. For sure. And so now it's just a matter of on waiting for it to open.
I'm going to start casting Fine Steed.
Hell yeah! What steed do you find? You've got time.
An intelligent white warhorse.
Hell yeah! Yeah, magnificent steed appears to you and offers you. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Amazing. Alrighty. We cut back to what's it in his pants on a couch.
See, now I've just got that image of, when you walk into the room and like if you've got a sibling and you walk into the room or you know, and open the door sort of thing, and they're like, cool, you know, hi.
Whilst it's not really sort of standing on ceremony or anything.
He has no modesty, does he?
No, he doesn't really have any modesty. He's been told to make himself at home, so he has.
Yeah, that's fair.
Brilliant.
But he'll be sat there sort of saying to himself, I really hope he got back home. It'd be really unfortunate if he goes somewhere silly.
I'll be in the same room as you then.
Yeah.
And I'll have got out my tool roll and bits and pieces that I'd carry with me everywhere I go. And I would be working on Bessie, trying to maybe work on adaptations and bits and pieces of my own equipment and things like that.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
While having several pieces of paper scattered around as well with schematics and different words for the spell tongue.
Absolutely. Is there anything specific that you would like mechanically to try to do?
Yeah, if it's all right. I want to adapt her hands or paws so that they're more hand-like, if you know what I mean.
Sure. Yeah, I think for
to.
sure that's something that you could have. Yeah, that you can do.
Cool. So that then it's more, she can manipulate more, if you know what I mean. So that if I said open a door, she could open a door, that sort of thing, rather than go through the door.
Is she just going to become a quadrupedal human by the end of this?
Sort of. Yeah, that's the plan.
Would it be less creepy to just make like a little arm that like comes out like over her back?
Because
or something?
now I've got visions of Dead Space.
Yeah, that's pretty much what came into my mind as well. That's why I'm like, oh boy.
All of a sudden, this arm just appears.
But no,
yeah,
that's cool.
as much as we are able to go dark with this series, maybe not Dead Space dark.
No, I don't think that's going to be particularly.
Nah, I don't think YouTube will like that too much.
No,
we can do that in the Curse of Strahd one, though.
Yeah, come watch us on Twitch on Saturdays, where you can see the darkest.
Oh man.
On a slightly related / unrelated note, a thought occurred to me. Just I didn't want to interrupt while you were doing all that stuff. Could I possibly? It's okay if you want me to throw another spell slot into it if I need to. Could I add like an extra function to this block that I'm putting on the circle, using the alarm rune, so that it'll block anyone accessing it. But if someone tries to access it, I'll be alerted.
Absolutely.
But if you need a hand with spell slots, I'm more than happy to help.
I think for this, he'll probably, because he's just sort of gone in on his own to do this, and he'll probably just go one-track minded. Not that he wouldn't accept the help, but he'll probably just have gone so one-track minded on this that he'll not even consider to ask anyone else.
I'm going to say pump another 2 spell slot levels.
Okay. Then,
yeah.
I'll go... I'll throw 2 first levels at it.
Cool. Great. So after 5 hours have passed, it's evening. You have done all of the prep on that teleportation circle. You've banished Riodon. You've made the modifications on Bessie. What are you guys going to do? Are you going to hunker down for the night and start in the morning, or are you going to start doing things now?
So have I actually applied the runes to the circle? Like, is it an active effect yet, or do I need to go now and...
If you'd like to have it be active, you could have made it active by now.
Yeah, I want to make it active, so ASAP, if anyone from outside tries to activate that circle, they can't, and I get alerted.
Absolutely, that's up and ready.
Okay, as soon as that's done, I go find the rest of them, and I let them know that is a thing I have done. So the only way in and out, as of now, should be the front, the front door.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And Alistair will say to all of you, is it a good idea to start now when you're so low, holding on spells and what exactly are we gonna do now?
Well, I suppose trying to do so now would be rather foolish, really. I've put so much work into preparing that and keeping us safe. But exactly that, we all, for the most part, we're going to be safe here, at least for a day or so, so it certainly wouldn't hurt to sort of take a day or so, prepare ourselves, and do anything we need to do before we go charging in. Yeah, in particular, I know what's it, my green friend. You wanted to practice your fire, your fire spell. Oh no, not here.
Well, you said I could do it here.
Well, yes. There's a room. There's a very special room designed for experimenting with things. Well, there was two. But there was an accident a number of years ago. Now there's only one.
Can I use your flying cat as a target?
I don't think he would like that. No, he doesn't say anything. He just sort of just mutters to himself, and then he looks back at what he goes. No, I don't think he'd like that.
All right, fair enough.
Let's
not tell him.
Wow.
That would be terribly cruel. There are things in there you could use for targets.
Oh, okay, all right.
They're very basic. I'm not sure how many of them are still working at the moment, but they should be able to provide you with plenty of entertainment for the evening.
Yeah.
I just lead him to the one remaining. Hopefully he doesn't destroy it. Experiment chamber.
Yeah, this is a large space with various equipment for practicing martial arts and for practicing spells and dummies and target practices and things like that all set up. Alistair will just say, all right, so we'll spend the evening, we'll try out some stuff, and then in the morning we start. Is that right?
I suppose so, unless there's any objections.
Nobody objects. Right. The sooner we get this done, the sooner we get to see Nezumi and the orphans again.
Yes.
This is
who's Nezumi?
Oh, you never met Nezumi.
No.
It was a companion from Sygalia that these lovely people had. Very lovely, very good with children.
Oh, lovely. I should quite like to meet this Nezumi.
Well, let's get this done and you'll get the chance. Cool. Alistair and Dust, Aegeus and Lucarian will come as well. Everybody will just try out stuff. Gimbal, that's open to you as well if you want to.
Yeah, I'll join in.
You guys run some... It becomes clear to you, Gimbal, very quickly that a lot of the other people here are very powerful spellcasters. There's some crazy stuff that starts happening. Walls of flame and things floating around, and
one of the things that actually it's one of my new experiments. Yeah, when Olden is testing stuff out, he walks into the room. He sort of goes to an area where there's a couple of dummies sort of lined up in a circle, and he just sort of and he casts Gravity Sinkhole as he sort of clasps his hands together and pulls them apart. And there's like a miniature black hole in his hands that he throws forward into the air 20 feet above them, above the dummies. And the black hole just bursts and then like supernova collapses in on itself, sucks the dummies up, crushes them and throws them to the ground.
Nice.
Dust. Tabaxi is going to look at you, Gimbal, and just say, I can run very fast and punch things. That is crazy. Brilliant. And so an evening of training and antics ensue. Tolton, you can run tests with Bessie to try out the new the new hands with the
Mhm,
opposable thumbs. Yeah, she definitely can like turn a lot more quickly, and yeah, there's a definite improvement to
Interact with the
mobility.
world a little bit easier as well. That's the plan.
Yeah, you can see that like she can trip people up now,
Mhm.
like grab ankles
Yeah,
and like
that's the plan. Things like that.
fantastic. Yeah, all of that stuff is available. And then we head into the evening, or rather, we head. Is there anything anybody would like to do before bedtime and a long rest?
I'll communicate with Grumsh
Hell
and
yeah!
just ask him. Is I should check in on that riot Don. I may have sent him home. I may have sent him somewhere silly. I just sort of
What's it's
whether
got a
you
nice side.
Yeah. I might, although it might be funny, he goes somewhere, silly, but it's probably a good idea that he didn't.
You don't have to worry. What's
Right.
it? The compact of the Accord that keeps everybody sort of around.
Yeah.
Use
That's all
some
those big
magic.
words that people keep saying.
Yeah. Basically, he had some magic which allowed him to make it.
Ah, right. Okay, that's all right then. I'll play a bit of a joke on everyone, and I'll tell him that he may have gone somewhere nasty. I'm sure they'll believe me. I'm really good at lying.
Absolutely. I'm really good at lying too.
Yeah.
That's something we're both good at.
Oh, hang on a minute. Do you lie to me?
What? Honestly, it never occurred to me.
I'm gonna do an insight check.
Yeah, sure.
It's insight check a god.
Yeah.
Love it.
Hang on. It's insight. All right, you got +7 on that. So 18.
18 insight. You have a kindred spirit in your god. In as much as it probably wouldn't occur to you to lie to like Thano,
Yeah.
it probably didn't occur to him to lie.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you really need to.
Nah.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, of course you wouldn't lie to me. I'm only kidding. I'm your boy.
Absolutely, you're my champion.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we got a bunch of warlords together. They're all
Right.
bickering, but they've got their armies.
Yeah.
We've got a circle drawn up on
Right.
our side, so we're
Yeah.
just waiting on you to get us through.
Right, we'll give you the nod and everything, and we got the plan where we're gonna you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to just in case these places have ears. We've got those plans, haven't we?
Yes, sir, we do.
We do. That's all right then. We'll get them in place.
Absolutely.
I've kept it to myself. The only person I've told is Thano.
Fantastic. You just gonna let that be.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I don't know if this matters to you, what's it?
All right.
There are various. You have a very special place in the hierarchy of the orcs because you are my champion.
Well, yeah, I'm all right.
You're pretty fantastic, and you've
Ah.
succeeded where a lot of other people would not have done that.
Nice, I'm lucky.
Just want you to know that there are some pretty heavy-hitting, important warlord orc people who are going to be coming through, and you shouldn't feel like you're any less special because they're also very strong.
So I could punch him in the face. Yeah.
Luthic, don't tell Luthic I told you this, but yeah, go ahead, punch him in the face.
All right. I'll say this comes from you. No problem. I will do that at the most appropriate of times.
Of course. I'm also good at doing things at the appropriate time.
Yeah. All right. No problem. You have a good one. Get your rest, boss.
Again, I never need to sleep. I'll go kill some
forget that,
things.
isn't it? That must be useful.
It is. Hurrah! You hear him like he's the size of a mountain. He like punches like 20 people to death, and the connection drops.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So you guys all get some rest, and everybody, your spell slots are all back, your HP, and all of that good stuff. And it is the next morning.
All right.
Everybody's up, everybody's kitted out, everybody is prepared for what happens next. Now, you have access to the teleportation circle, and Olden, you know the words for all of the different Wardell islands. So if you guys, I'll just do a very quick rundown, even though there is the map. The 3 Wardell islands that don't have anybody trapped, that didn't originally have anybody trapped in them are Wardell Glaucus, which was the base for Henua, Wardell Hana, which is the one you're at now, and Wardell Kar, which is now the place where Pelor was being kept. And then there are another 5 which house the 3 primordials and the 2 gods. So you have access to all of these different locations, with the reasonable expectation that there will be plenty of Great Orthodoxy people wherever you go.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah. So Olden will just sort of gather everyone round and sort of bring them into like a communal area to sort of talk over the plan for the day. By the way, was there any alerts from the circle?
There were not.
No. Okay, good stuff.
Alden,
Yes.
I've got some sad news.
Oh dear. What has happened?
I spoke to Grumsh last night.
Oh, is he all right?
He's fine. Of course he's Grumsh.
Good.
Ryodon's gone missing.
Oh dear.
They're not worked.
Well, that could certainly throw a spanner in the works. Can I make an insight check?
Yeah, of course you can. Do you want to roll
a deception?
Deception, yeah.
Deception.
So for insight, that is a 12 plus...
5 again.
Oh, okay, well, it was 12 plus
3.
something.
No good at lying.
It's 12 plus 6, it's 18 total.
It's the same as before. Exact same numbers.
They just sort of, oh dear, yes. That could certainly throw a spanner in the works. Well, I suppose we'll just have to go on.
I'm only kidding.
Oh dear. You definitely got me there, Watson. Yes.
He's there.
Oh, you had me so panicked there for a moment.
Yeah, I'm so good at lying.
He gives him a pat on the side of the shoulder.
Run me through it. What are you guys doing? Where are you going? How many of you? In what formation?
All right. So who do we have in the makeshift war room?
You got everybody here except for Rhydon. And you've got Aegeus, Lacarian, Alistair, and Dust.
Okay. So I turn first of all to Aegeus. And I say, so, of everyone here, you're probably the closest to knowing Rhydon's plans.
You guys know that the plan when he left was to get in, do the circle, get a bunch of people through. Aegeus says, If we take the Alacrity, we can go outside of Wardell Car. We'll stealth there, get the circle of Spell Tongue down outside of Wardell Car, and get the armies out. That was the plan with.
That's where Rhydon wants his armies to land. Yes.
Absolutely, and then the rest of you can do what it is you got to do.
Then let's see. Why don't we perhaps And he sort of looks around the room, and then his gears stops on Tolton, and he goes, "Oh, yes, Tolton, wasn't it?"
It was, yes.
Yes.
Or it is. Sorry, it is. Of course, yes. Yeah, sorry.
You have learned a little bit about this spell tongue as well, haven't you, while you've been here?
Yep.
Then...
and if you're looking over at him, he's got bits of, literally, he's like yourself, he's got bits of paper and books and
strewn
like
about
sort of a span of stuff hanging out of his hat. And
well, perhaps you could help me prepare. But I'm not sure if you've seen these things that they have. But sometimes the Orthodoxy prepares these activation plates. They allow you to someone else who doesn't necessarily know spell tongue to pump some magic into them and create a spell tongue effect. Perhaps we could, between you and I, could create one of these plates for this teleportation circle and give it to Regis here and whoever else is going with him, and they could activate the circle themselves without us needing to be there.
Sounds good.
He's actually gonna speak up and he says, actually, I've got all the information. We've got the runes that I need and the specifications. So it's really just a matter of who's gonna come with me in case we get attacked and aren't able to complete the circle.
Oh, well, even better than you could do it yourself. Well, wonderful. Oh, but all right then. I suppose what we should do is we should decide where it is we're going. Presumably. Some of us are going to Wardell Hall in some way, shape, or form, if that's where the primary army is going. And but where else should we go? We have access to the entire network from here.
Aegeus is going to suggest that he and Lacarian take the ship with Esmeralda and Old Benji to get that done. If the rest of you want to be a strike force. If you want to assign anybody else to go with them for extra protection, that's totally cool.
I think that should be fine. Let's see who else is useful and destructive. And he sort of turns to look at Alistair and goes, "I know you'll be busy flying the ship, but could you perhaps, cause a little bit of flashy destruction and throw some lightning at them on the field, or really draw them out to the field?"
Alistair grins widely, and he says, but he just say, I'm sure I can distract with the best of them. Don't you worry about that.
Oh, I know you can.
Are you sure you're not going to need me inside? That's all I was wondering.
Potentially, but my thoughts are really just perhaps if the strike team could do what they need to do a little more subtly. I mean, I know we have some people here who are able to really hit them where it hurts when it needs to be. I was thinking perhaps Dust could come with us on the inside. Might be better, whereas you're more grand, hitting many people at once with lightning bolts repeatedly. It might be better served on the battlefield.
He rubs his hands together, creates a little bit of static. You see his hair start to stand up under his hat. Alrighty then. It's decided. I'll take Aegeus and Lacarian on the ship, and we'll go and we'll put that in place.
Yes.
And the rest of you can get done. You
can I just do the one thing that I'd have done the night before?
Of course.
I would have sat down and using my channel divinity, Artisan's Blessing, as it can create a non-magical item worth up to 100 gold pieces if I've got base metal things. And I want to make a really ornate, beautifully crafted lockpick set. That's part of the actual kind of sort of some of the lockpick, the actual keys themselves are kind of little orcish teddy bears. And
I'm happy to help with that if you need it.
Yeah. Well, it's actually a magical ability I've got.
Mhm.
But yeah, you could help me design it, and I'd actually sit down with you and ask you to sort of kind of help me with the kind of specifically the designs in the intricacies of it.
Mhm.
And I'll craft that.
Fantastic. Yeah, done.
And they're little. The ends of the keys are little sort of furry orcish teddy bears.
That's so cute. Brilliant. Absolutely
And
brilliant.
they're pink as well.
I love that little touch. Well, thank you for that. We would be greatly diminished had you not brought that.
Yes. The plan would have failed.
The plan-
Undoubtedly.
I'm going to actively lower the difficulty of the next combat.
Yeah, with the on the field team sort of decided.
Yeah.
Alden sort of turns his attention to the remaining people and says, "So, amongst the rest of us, where are we going to strike? We can hit anywhere inside. Do we want to go hit Wardell Hall immediately and then bugger on off out of there to somewhere else potentially using the teleporters as well? Or do we want to split up and hit multiple places at once?"
I don't know if this is going to work. And I pull out one of the, because like I said, I was gadgeting and stuff last night. I pull out just a little clockwork toy. Right, it's nothing special, and I go, I can make this move, and I can make this play sounds or create an image. It just so happens, in my many studies, that I learned how to read and write and speak in a language that I know isn't particularly liked here. That would be Celestial. Now, if we sent this through one of the portals or into specific zones, or put them in different places, and I had it, or one or two of them recorded messages in Celestial, and if it would be possible to maybe put, what's it? Can you create holy water or anything like that?
Yeah, I could do that.
Put some of that on it.
Yeah.
It shouting in Celestial, screaming of divine intervention, shall we say? Surely that would be a great distraction too, wouldn't it?
Yes,
Dust will say the ship crew have left at this point. Dust will say, this is a good distraction for sure, but if we put it in ahead of us, it will definitely announce us before we.
No, somewhere else.
What do you?
Send it to one of the Wardells we're not going.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Okay.
Draw some attention to somewhere we're not going to hit. I like your thinking.
I mean, look at the what they call the faceless ones, for example. Now, they tend to like homing in on anything that's calling on a divine power, don't they?
Yes. The only thing
So if we can send them in one direction and we go in a different one.
How many vials of holy water do you need?
Well, hold on. But before we start doing this, we need to be careful not to draw attention to us here. So, if we could perhaps prepare the things that don't require holy magic and whatnot here, and then do perhaps the rest on the other side, so as not to draw any attention to here, then that might be the safest, if that's at all possible. Is that something you could do, Tolton?
What with the clockwork things? You mean like some sort of delayed reaction on them? Sort of
yes.
Like a timer, so to speak.
Yes.
I don't see why not. Setting a timer.
Yeah, that's fine.
Have it sort of perhaps emerge and seek or march forward a good distance, so as not to be too obvious.
If we was to put this in a tree, I wonder if I could make it fly just a short distance.
Put put a clockwork person in a tree?
Little, yeah, like created a bird, a clockwork bird, just so that it could fly just a short distance or something like that. And then when it hit the ground, break. And when it breaks,
cool.
the liquid comes out, going all over the floor.
Oh. Yeah, I like it. I'd allow that.
Ooh.
It would fly for like
Yeah,
5 to
5,
8
10 foot, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when it smashes into the ground, it would break, because I won't make it too strong. I will design it so that when it on impact, it will fall apart. And that is when his holy water spills and creates even more.
I have somewhat of an idea. And he oh, my brain just blanked there. I was like, I have a great idea, and then my brain just blanked. It was to do with wrist pocket and teleport. Yes. How from Olden's knowledge, how well guarded are the rooms where the teleportation circles are in the other Wardells?
So, this is where people. These are very public places. People are busy at work in most of the Wardells. People come and go from these teleportation circles, so it's not necessarily that they are guarded, because only specific personnel have the access codes. But it's that there are going to there's no way of emerging unseen.
Okay, so it couldn't emerge unseen.
So
would that be unseen as in like? Would it be guards like seeing you, or is it like kind of like train station sort of deal where like you sort of
yeah?
So you could like come out, people would see you come out, and you could sort of like disappear into the crowds.
Sure, but these are all people who are going to be in Grey Orthodoxy garb, who are all working to some degree. There's no guarantee of who they're going to be, where they're going to be going.
Okay.
So. Unless you have Wardell Car garb and no one's gonna recognize you, then blending in is going to be tricky as well.
Okay. And they're all like that.
They're all like that.
Okay.
You kind of have to think of it as like one city split up into 8.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll throw my plan out there, and if anyone has anything they think they can add to make it work. So the idea I had was I have the spell Wrist Pocket, which I essentially create like a pocket dimension up my sleeve, and I can store things up to, I think it's like up to 5 pounds or something in it. So it's a pretty hefty, with a little clockwork bird that should fit in there. If we bugger off a little bit of distance away from Wardell Hall, just so that we're not drawing attention to it, create this clockwork bird, stock it up with the holy water and the recording or whatnot, store it in the wrist pocket, and then emerge on the other side in one of these random Wardells that we're not actually going to infiltrate. Then in a, find a somewhat secluded corner or whatnot, and conjure this thing out of the sleeve, and release it out. Disappear back in through the teleport. Let that do its thing, and then proceed on. But obviously Olden, being a previous warden, still technically a warden, but would probably be recognized. Fairly quickly.
I mean, you can definitely duck in, eject some of these things, and duck back. But yeah, your face will begin to be recognized. Probably.
Yeah. And he'd rather remain as anonymous as he can, for as long as he can, to be able to utilize that, that sort of insider sort of aspect, as much as he can.
What about using an auto self spell or invisibility?
Could do, only I don't have. If anyone else has one of those, that would be useful.
I can do auto self, and I can do invisibility.
All right, then that could potentially work. Yeah, because I don't believe I might have, but I don't believe I have one of those. Like I can cast Wrist Pocket as a ritual, so I don't need to expend a spell slot for it. Speaking mechanically here, do I have? No, I don't have Disguise or Alter Self or anything like that. So yeah, if you could potentially cast that on me, because I can only cast Wrist Pocket on myself, unfortunately. Otherwise,
I can't cast Alter Self on you because the name, kind of.
oh
tells you
yeah,
I can cast it on.
yeah.
But I can cast Invisibility on you.
I'm gonna say just putting these little mechanicals out there won't break invisibility.
Okay. Is there like a big, I mean, I'm assuming there's not a big arriving now sort of sign on the other side.
Stargate.
But
With all the rings.
how if I was invisible and going through these circles, how subtly?
There would be a flash of light, but they're like, it not a terribly brilliant flash of light. And this is a teleportation circle on the ground.
Okay.
There's a lot of ambient magic going around anyway. It's easy for people to miss.
So it's highly possible that like they'll just like miss that, and even if they do see it, they'll just go, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right, then I think this is coming together.
Okay, we've got a plan happening.
Okay, so that's that's
walk me
part
through.
one. So jump in here if I've got any of this wrong. I believe myself, Watson, and Tolton are gonna bugger off a little bit of a distance from Wardell Hall just to sort of not draw attention to the base. Create as many of these little clockwork things as we can to sort of create, depending on the weight of them, how many I can hide in the wrist pocket.
When you say go farther away from Wardell Hall, where are you talking about?
Not like miles and miles away. Just like if there's a woods or something nearby, just sort of into
The
there.
teleportation circle is inside Wardell Hall.
Yeah, no. We're just gonna go away to like create these things.
Oh,
And then
I see.
store them
Yeah,
away so
fine.
that if like the speaking celestial or the creating holy water creates any sort of signal, it doesn't draw it back to Wardell Hall.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anybody can make me a religion or arcana check.
Okay. Olden would do an arcana as opposed to religion. That's a total of 18.
Arcana.
18,
21.
18, 21, 5.
6 minus 1.
I mean, I can change that to religion if you want.
No, that's fine.
My religion would have been an 18.
Religion would have been 18. Cool. What's it? It's been a long time since you've seen the Faceless Hunter, but that thing was scary, and you shouldn't use divine magic where it could get you. The other guys, you know that it has a limited range of sensing this kind of thing, and without a anchor to hold on to, the scry spell is not as likely to be active on you guys. So you don't need to go anywhere else.
Oh, okay. So Olden would be confident that we could create these things in Wardell Hall and it wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And again, this place has been abandoned for a while.
Yeah.
Nobody's really monitoring it.
Yeah. Okay, then if that's the case, scratch the traveling part. We'll do it here. Apologies, I didn't. Yeah, I was thinking too.
It's all good.
But yeah. So yes, create these little things. Watch it make some holy water. Tolton make the little clockwork birds or whatever you think would be best.
How many holy waters do you want to make? I can do it as part of ceremony and do it as a ritual. They take an hour each one, hour and 10 minutes each vial.
And we're definitely sure that casting ceremony isn't going to draw Faceless Hunter or anything to us.
You're pretty sure.
Okay. Okay.
You're again, like that was definitely not your department, but the way that to work was that it had to bring...
I mean, I would have, I could have done it a couple of days before if it had been told, but I mean, I've done, divine intervention, divine stuff, making the the actual lockpicks. For instance,
That's right. Yes, I'm an
device.
idiot. Yeah, I
And-
forgot.
And you fought your way through
Yeah.
Garafel's place and all that
Yeah.
kind of thing without drawing one. So it's not clear to you exactly where it went, but
Okay.
You know, I could give two of us or two people if they want to get married. I could give them a +2 to their AC if they want. If you want to get married?
Thinking about this. One of the other things, there's a couple of things I can do with Tinker Tools and making. I can do like Clockwork Toys. I can do a fire starter, but that's, Keith Flint anyway. I can also do a music box. Now, I was wondering, Josh.
Yeah.
Could I make an adaptation to a music box so that rather than it open to play the music, it plays the music?
Yeah, of course.
That's a music box automatically. But when it opens, it like the trigger, like a dart trap almost, but not to cause damage, just to spray mist.
Just mist, just harmless mist.
Well, it'll be harmless in effect that it'll be holy water mist, but yeah. And then it'll go on somebody else.
It's a trap.
Go ahead and make me a Tinker Tool check. So this is, you'll be your spellcasting modifier and your proficiency.
Well, I believe anytime I use Tinker Tools, I get double proficiency.
I think that's probably accurate. Yeah.
So, I believe, yeah. Anyway, right, okay.
Do you think of like an automatic Jack in the Box, but instead of a clawing, it's
like how you'd make a trap on a chest or something. So when you open it, it goes to spray like poison gas in their face. But instead of it being poison gas, it's just going to be harmless holy water.
Okay. DC 17 to make this thing work.
So that would be with my
Tinker's Tools. So it's your spellcasting modifier plus double proficiency.
Spellcasting modifier. What's your proficiency at this level? Let me have a look.
3.
3, yeah?
Yeah.
So 6 plus. Well, if I roll a 1, I've got 11. So
I think you need a 7 or higher.
I just rolled a 19.
There you go.
29.
Is that enough?
Tell you what, they walk on their own. They can open themselves.
Is that enough for you?
Yeah, that's good.
Excellent. Just don't ask me to roll another dice for at least 2 days. Right?
Okay.
Okay.
So you've got the wrist thing.
Yeah, I'll have been casting wrist pocket as a ritual while they've been doing that.
I'll say you guys take the hour. If you do the ceremony, you have enough vials of holy water for the various different contraptions.
And before we go, there's just one thing I want to do. I'll go up to if she's up in the
crow's nest.
In the crow's nest, yeah. I'll attempt to climb my way up to Gimbal, and I'll take my time and everything to get up there.
Yeah.
And I'll probably do it without my armor, as well. And I'll go up there and I'll just slide over the kind of crow's nest and just plonk it in there, and it'll be this in its badly wrapped, it's like wrapped in gaffer tape present that's so badly wrapped, but it's almost beautiful in its badly wrapped. Is this little present that it's got like an attempt at a bow on there as well, and it just pop it over in the crow's nest with a small cake.
It's not a box of milk tray, is it?
No.
I think falling through the netting showed that he was no milk tray man.
Have you got tux on?
Yeah. I'm just in my pants with a tuxedo on.
With a bow tie.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Gimbal, you got a present.
Yeah. I'll eat the cake and open it up.
You open it up, and it's the this beautifully crafted lockpicks.
Yeah.
with the teddy bear orcs and this pink.
I'll kind of look at them and think, not bugbears.
but they're kind of like a bugbear orc hybrid. That's basically what they are.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'll use one of them and start picking my nose
Yeah.
and just flick it over the bird's nest. The bogey, that is.
And I'll climb myself down, sort of all very proud of myself anyway.
Much made in heaven, that is. Glorious. Okay. You've set it all up. So Ulden, you've got the wrist thing, you've got the machines, you've got the holy water that they are loaded up with, and you've gone invisible. Shall we take a 5-minute break just for
great idea.
water
Good
and
time.
yeah.
Oh,
And then we
mama.
will enact this madness.
Yes. Madness it shall be.
Brilliant. Really quick. We'll be right back, everybody.
Yeah.
Yes. And real quick before we do switch over, a shout out to everyone watching for bearing with us through that long-winded planning. We know it can be laborious to listen to sometimes, but you all rock.
We will make this a quick break as well.
Yeah, we'll make it as quick as you can. So, yeah.
Coffee.
Yes.
Coffee.
Catch shortly.
In a bit. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hidden Realms God Heist. We are very excited to enact this plan that we've just spent a little bit of time. These guys have spent a little bit of time creating, so let's just do it. Coming back, and everything is completely set up now. You are going to. The plan is to go there, release these mechanicals, and come back. Fantastic. Where's your target?
That's a good question, actually. It leads on, I suppose, the second or final part for now of the conversation is where do we want to attack? We set this distraction off and in two different places. The one in the field with the army coming in, and then our little mechanical distraction off in a random Wardell. But when I come back through, where do we want to then actually go, and who's going where? Do we want to all go, those of us that are here, go as a full group into one of them, or do we want to split up and hit two places at once?
Let's just go. I'm itching.
Well, my eager friend, I fully agree with you, but go to where? To which one?
Wherever she is.
Do we want to prioritize freeing Pelor for yourselves, or do we want to prioritize freeing the primordials? And if so, which primordial?
Pulls out the ball. Yeah, the ball.
The ball. Sorry. Forgive me.
Yeah, pulls out the ball and go. So, old friend, I know you haven't gone. So where should we go? I really want to just go and shove a spear up her rear end. We're on YouTube. And and I know that's probably not the right way to go. And I'm thinking it. My instinct is telling me we should do the what's it way, but I'm thinking you probably think we should do it the Thano way. And I shake it like it's a
magic
eight
ball. I need you to roll an insight check.
Yeah. So, 19 plus something or other.
Interesting.
Insight 26.
Okay, I just want to be very clear about what just happened. You shook a magical artifact like a magic 8 ball, and then rolled a 26 on your insight check. Okay. Continue. You see luminescent waves of light along the surface of the ball, and they give you the impression they give you have the wisdom that you should do what you want to do But if you're going to do it the What's-It way, do it right.
See,
Okay.
while you're doing that, I'm going to go, what's it?
Yeah.
Now, you've got 100% faith in Grumsh, yeah?
Yeah. In fact,
And
I've
you-
got 110%.
Okay. If you say so.
Actually, you know what? You know what you're going to get? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, Jim. You finish
Yeah.
what you were
That's
gonna
right,
say.
carry on.
The one thing, there's a thought that kind of occurs to Watson. Watson's not a thinking person, but it almost seems like you imagine what Thano would say about the Thano way. And it occurs to you. You remember. Let's do this properly. You remember a time when you were doing a heist with Thano. It was those lovely couple of years where you guys knew each other and just did a bunch of heists together and helped people out, and it was great. And you remember one time where you were told where the treasure was that you were going to get out of the vault of this mansion, and the person had been tipped off that there were robbers going around robbing all of his rich friends, and so what he had done is he had moved the vault somewhere else on his estate rather than the place you thought the vault was. And so when you hit very hard, and you did your job really well, but when you got there was no vault, and then you had to spend all this time looking around and trying to find where the vault was, and it was a big mess. And so that idea that comes into your head is we should be sure that if we're going to hit hard, the mess to try to find out where we went wrong will be very bad if we don't get it right. That's all I'm saying about that.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, and Tolton?
Right. I'm going to go. So you've got all this faith in Grumsh, obviously.
Yeah.
And
He's
I'm
my boy.
guessing you'd like to prove how much better he is than all the other gods.
I don't need to prove it. I know it.
No, but for everybody else to see that.
It's like a fact.
Right. So if you want to make that a fact that would be written into the
Yeah.
scrolls of time and put down as an achievement for everybody back home to see, yeah? And everybody here on this planet to see as well, this plane, yeah?
Yeah.
Now think about it. A champion of Grumsh goes in and saves Pelor. Frees Pelor.
That'd be funny.
Imagine all of Pelor's followers that would suddenly go, maybe Grumsh isn't what we thought.
Yeah, no, it's more like that we could just say. So and Pelor would owe us a favour.
Exactly. Now, imagine that Pelor owing you a favour.
Yeah.
Right?
Me
on top of showing Grumsh just how good you are and how good
Well,
he
he knows how good
right?
I am. I'm his boy.
yeah, but and how much better he is as well.
Yeah.
In front of everybody, for everybody to see. That would then bolster. Sorry, that would then how to put this into nice.
Bolster.
That would make
Is that like a
sort of, yeah. That would then make all of our troops that are coming with us that much stronger because they'll have their god freed, won't they?
yeah.
And then they'll have more faith in your god too. So when it comes to it, it's like showing off and improving our chances of overall success here for you to then get a better place for your people here. So I think we should go and free up Pelor and anybody else that's in there that can help us first. Because if there's other gods,
But we do
in
that
there,
first, and then we go give her a kick in.
exactly. Because if there's any other gods in there and we can free them too, it makes him look really good compared to them too, and then they'll owe you a favour too.
Gotta be really sure. All right, I get it. I reckon I reckon this would be time that Fano would say, "Let's do it." Smart.
As the two of you are talking, Olden sort of drifts over and he waits for you to finish talking. And when you finish, he says, "What's it?
Yeah.
Remember what we said what I said on the ship when we were talking?"
No, I don't remember it.
Oh well. Allow me to jog your memory then. Remember how I said to you that you had expressed that you always had someone to help you know when the right time was to do the right thing, and I told you stick by me and we'll make sure the what's it way gets done right.
Yeah.
We'll do that. Stick with us, and
we're doing the Pelor thing then.
That sounds like it might be a good shout to begin with.
Let's do that then.
And then
that's a smart thing, yeah.
Well, when we get up with Henua, that's the what's it way.
Yeah.
I'm going to need a decision because the airship is going to go. They're going to set up that rune circle and get ride on back through with the armies of Garandia. So what is being done?
Okay, then for the sake of time, conversations happen. Who are we gonna have go where?
Yeah, fully metagame this. Just we needed a choice to be made.
Yeah. So I'll go with wherever you guys go.
Okay. The primary question is: do we want to all attack one place, or do we want to have one group go like free Pelor and another group go?
I think we attack the same place.
You think we go for the same place?
Yeah, I think us as a group go to the same place.
Okay. Then do we want to?
And some of that is about being kind to Josh.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, that's very kind, but considering the potential of the difficulty for these things, maybe it's more about being smart about facing.
Never split the party.
That said,
unless you have an army behind you, in which case it's fine.
Rhydon's fine.
That said, we only have the one orb.
You have the one orb, so there's a whole process in order to discharge it once you've used it to absorb one of these streams of pure source. So you can't just go and like bamf. That's essentially correct. So you can basically knock down one of these islands.
Do we know what the process is for discharging the orb?
It's not relevant at the moment, so we're just going to. But you'll be able to figure it out. It's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then all together, go for the Pelor. Get him out, and then. Well, by the time that all clears, Wardell Car will be in the dirt. Hopefully we won't have drawn too much attention to Wardell Hana. And then, we'll have an army and whatnot on this side of the field. So, do we, just real quick before we enact it, when those of us that are going inside to do I know if there's like a tracing system on the teleporters? There's
no tracing system. There's no way to know where people have come from.
Okay, so I don't need to do like I don't need to go to somewhere else and then go to Wardell Car if I want to disguise it. Put up my own VPN. No, that's fine. If we can go straight from Wardell Hana to Wardell Car and they can't track it back to Hana, then that's fine. That eliminates that question. Go to one of these random ones that we don't need to go to, spring off these little mechanical things, come back, all of us go through the Wardell Car, and by that point the army should be on the field and we take it from there.
Brilliant. Mark, pick one of the other Wardell Islands to use as a distraction.
All right. Which one, using Ulden's knowledge, which one would be sort of the most important that doesn't have one of the primordials? So, like, where there would be a lot of people, or I suppose actually, well,
One of the gods ones, then.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
So this would be the prison of either Seriphiel or Darafel.
They'd probably consider the release of Seriphiel the most, or Darafel, sorry, the most dangerous. So
Is Pelor the only one at that place then, that particular prison?
at
Yes,
Wardell Car,
there's only Pelor of the Sygalian gods who's been captured.
Is there right? So basically, from what Alden would know, they separated all of the gods and put them in different prisons. They didn't put anybody in this. Right? Okay.
No. It seems to be that even though the streams of source are incredibly powerful,
It takes everything to hold one.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
But there would be other people in a position of some power there as well that might have been locked away because obviously the primordials.
The primordials are very powerful and each have their own prison. Everybody else, it seems, generals of the gods, that kind of thing, were killed.
Oh, okay.
They're wiped out.
Since it's since it's holy water and these little mechanical toys, would it potentially make more sense to release them in Seriphiel's?
Yeah.
So it sort of appears more of kind of like, hang on, there's a leak somewhere.
Yeah, or even if they're screaming in Celestial, it might appear that maybe a couple of angels survived and are trying to break them out.
Yeah. So we'll do it. I've forgotten the name of which one he's in, but the one that Seriphiel's in.
Wardell Lumen. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have me invisible, have them in pocket, the wrist pocket. Yeah, I'll go to that one. Find how many have I got?
Oh, like a bunch. You have baker's dozen. I don't know.
Okay. Well, however many I have, I'll find sort of for the first couple. I'll find a little secluded corner to set them down in, and begin their triggering process. So they
Right.
do the.
You would have had an
whatever.
assortment then, rather than making them all one kind. We would have made them like so some would be stay on the floor. You might get some that could, fly for a short distance like that. So you'd have a variety.
Okay. Then so the plan is just go through to that side, find appropriate places. Olden's not stupid; he can find the appropriate places without having to go into extreme detail of where they're going. Set them all off, come back through, and then we all jump through the car.
Fantastic.
So
As you go to the portal, the first of them start to get set off, and alarms start going off, and people start going like, "What the heck?"
Silly question.
Yeah.
They will be saying different things in Celestial. Some will be saying, we're here to rescue you. Don't panic.
Brilliant.
We're going to get you. Just a variety of things. Some of them are just going to be screaming sort of, war chants or almost like hymns. They're only short, sort of brief, so that it's just to add extra confusion because obviously they can only say so much. But they would have it on a repeat almost, so that they're all overlapping each other. So
there's an enormous cacophony that begins to that rises up. People start yelling, spells start getting slung around, and you slip through this portal just before, not that you would know this, but just before a bunch of people start coming in from other places.
wonderful. So I arrive back in Wardell Hall, and I just go, right, those have all been set off. Are we all ready to head off to Wardell Car?
sounds like a plan.
Ready.
I turn to watch it real quick and I say, by any chance, could you perhaps commune just very quickly with Grumsh, was it? Your deity was, and just ask him if the enemy, not the enemy, our allied forces rather have made their way through yet?
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll have a chat with the boss.
Yeah, you have a chat with the boss. So that Neil, they're going to summon the armies of Garandia to this location. That means that this stream of source can no longer be used to bring forth the armies of Grumsh. If you were to put the runes down at Wardell Car, you'll need to put them down, and you could put them down at Wardell Hana or at any of the other Wardells, but not at Wardell Car.
Right. So get me this. This is Neil confused.
Yes.
If we put the runes down where we're planning to do it now, I would need to put the runes down somewhere else to get the orcs through.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, how do I do that? How do I get there to place that? So when we get there, I can place them then, and then we can get it through. Is that right?
So what's happening is the ship is going to be using the Wardell car stream to get all the Grendians through, basically. You can use your thing to bring orcs through, but not at the Wardell car location.
Yeah,
right.
It'll be depleted.
Okay.
Different location.
Right, different location. So do I need to do that at the location, or can I do it? Can I just choose that?
You'll need to be near like
You
one of
have
the
to be
other
there.
Wardells.
All right. So I'm going to need to separate from the party to do that.
If you want to bring forth the orcish armies, you are going to need to... Yeah, you're going to need to be at a... You can do this at Wardell Hana.
Yeah, I'll do that at World Ohana then. Yeah.
Olden won't appreciate Wardell Hana being... will this destroy, essentially?
If there'll just be a crap load of orcs that will pour through.
Kill everybody.
But I mean,
And-
if does it come plummeting out of the air?
I'm not going to let you know, Alden.
Yeah, this is the thing. So the way we can make this work, if you'd like, is Grumsh will suggest to you, he'll go like, just let them all go through to Wardell Car, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Stay behind for a minute.
Yeah.
Bring all of our guys through, and then we'll go through the portal.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'll do.
Brilliant. I didn't think of that. That was ill-nevel.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And you guys don't know that this is what he's going to do, so him taking up the rear is the position that he has previously stated he was going to take. So, you all, Gimbal, you're with these guys? You going to join the fight?
Yeah.
Brilliant. You all go through. Watson, you're staying for 1 minute. Fantastic. We are going to cut over to Riot. Here we are. A day has passed, and it's started to rain. You have been waiting for a while, but then one of the high priests, who is not Marcus Baradin, if you're interested at all in what happened to that NPC, he's had a nervous breakdown. He's not been able to contact Pelor for the longest time, and he's sitting this one out. High priest of Pelor can't talk to Pelor. He's having a hard time.
Makes sense.
He's started drinking quite heavily. It's quite bad. People are worried about him. One of the other high priests comes over and relays that Aegeus, through his connection to Coralon, has said, we're a few minutes away. Everybody forms ranks. Ride on, these other generals meet with you for the last time before splitting up. Just say, just making sure that we're all ready. Go through.
Okay. I'll be on horseback.
Yep.
And just outside from the port location, I'll trot and I'll face the men.
Yep.
I'll say, 2 weeks from now, I will be sipping wine from within the palace. Imagine where you will be, and it will be so. When you go through this portal, hold the line. If you find yourself alone with the sun on your face, don't be troubled, for you're Elysian, and you're already dead. Sygalians, what we do in life speaks for you in death. But today, don't die. If you fall, get back up. If you see somebody else fall, you pick them up. We need to get Pelor home. And I'll draw my sword.
Absolutely
Epic.
awesome.
That is epic, mate.
You draw your sword. On cue, the teleportation circle opens. And it's up to you to give the order.
Sygalians! And then I go through the portal.
Boom. Drum, brum, brum. You charge through. You can see a few hundred meters away Aegeus and Lacarian along with the ship that has been parked. They're getting they've got the gangplank down. Anybody who wants to be firing from the air, they've got that ready for everybody to do that. Aegeus just gives you a big thumbs up as you come through, and behind you the armies march, pouring out of this portal, a seemingly unending stream of soldiers. As you look, an almost identical rain on Vulpikar is falling, and you can see the gray, stark against the gray overcast of the sky, the black Isle of Wardell Hall high in the air above you, and this pillar of light that holds it up.
I'll say, as I get through the gate, I'll move forward slightly, and I look back towards the portal, and I say, infantry form up for advance, archers ready to knock your arrows. On my signal, rain hell, and I aim at the island.
Everybody gets into formation.
Catapults as well en route. I said, heavy cavalry with me. I need an archer as well, and I'm gonna take the east flank and go that way.
Take the east flank. Brilliant. You can see high above the presence of 2 airships circling this island. It is it's unlikely that arrows will reach it. It's possible the catapults will.
Yeah.
And these again, like it the way that Wardell Hall is structured, it's mostly just landmass that you can see, not actual soldiers as this happens. Fantastic. We are going to cut to we're going to do what's it. Okay? You have 1 minute where you lay out the runes, everything is cool, you activate that circle, and orcs pour through. Shock troops, elites, these guys who wear bone charms, tokens of enemies, orcs with like enormous tusks and war paint on, an incredibly large muscled ones with like jagged, nasty looking weapons that come through. These people are serious. They are strong. They can do a lot of damage. One of them comes up to you. You're the champion of Grumsh.
I just punch him in the face. You need to ask.
You punch him in the face. He punches you right back in the face.
and I smile.
He smiles. And he offers you his hand.
Yeah. And I take his hand and I say, today is the day.
Today's the day.
For too long, we have been lied to. We have been treated like the dog turd of our lands, not given the place that was promised to us. Today is the day that we will take this back. Today is the day that we will avenge and take our place. For we are the chosen people. We are the people of Grumsh. We are Grumsh. And we do this not only for Grumsh. We do this for Thano. You won't know who that is, but that doesn't matter.
Enormous cheers, doesn't matter.
Yeah. And they'll start the chanting. Thano, 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 and just point. It's that way.
They go running. They don't activate the teleportation circle. Nothing happens. They turn around.
Yeah.
Go, whoa, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm only kidding. It's that way. and send them through the teleportation circle.
Just one thing.
Yeah.
Alden won't have told anyone what the passwords are. Like he purposely he's friendly, but he's not stupid. He won't have told anyone what they are. He will have made sure he's the only one that can activate them.
That is interesting.
So like he I didn't want to interrupt while it was going on, but he would have made sure that it couldn't be done without him.
Cool.
He's not stupid.
All right. That is cool.
Would I have known that there would needed to be a password?
Probably.
Then, if I'd have been known, if I would have known that, I would have asked to do it. And if Alden wouldn't have given me that information, then I'd have asked Grumsh if he could intervene in a way, if that was a possibility.
And Grumsh would have said, "Get our people through."
Yeah.
And the answer will come.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought was coming.
A lean, shamanic-looking warrior woman steps forward to the portal.
Hang on, though. I think it's been slightly misunderstood what I was saying. What I'm saying is, he wouldn't have left Watson behind because he knows that Watson couldn't come through on his own, and he's expecting Watson to come through with them.
We're going to deal with what happens when you go through in a minute. But basically, you would have opened it up and gone through. He takes up the rear because that's the battle place that he would have been. And so you guys would have gone through, and then he just wouldn't have walked.
He would have gone back.
No, he did.
No, the second Alden realized Watson isn't there, he'd go back.
I understand. We're going to deal with you in a second.
Okay.
Just give it a second.
Okay.
I hear what you're saying. I really do. This shamanic warrior woman, whose name I did write down somewhere. Yes. Cool. I've got her name. She is going to use some very powerful magic and is going to get Grumsh to intervene. The password, which was not known to you, becomes known, and you're able to speak the words and go through.
Okay.
The Orcish armies pour through the portal into Wardell Hall. We go back in time 60 seconds or 10 rounds of combat. You guys have gone to Wardell Hall. Let's just switch this up real quick. Everybody goes through immediately. Can I get a perception check?
$17.
Unnatural 22.
Unnatural 22.
I'm not there.
Unnatural.
I'm not there. Am I? So
You're not there.
Unnatural 23.
Unnatural 23. Fantastic. Those of you who got above a 20, I'll roll for dust. No, he's not going to make that. No. He's got pretty good perception, got an 18. That got above a 20. First, let's do the other thing. 17, 18. Everybody looks around, can see this. There is no traffic here. The sounds that you would have heard last time you were here, Tolton, of the clanging of machinery and work being done down in the lower levels to help maintain the prison are not there. There is a stillness in the oppression of the magic in this place. Gimbal and Ulden, you look up. Gimbal, you can see that there are figures up on the 10th level. You're on the 16th level currently, so 6 floors up. And you can see that there are figures on this level quite nearby.
Sorry, there's what on that level? I missed that.
On this level and the 10th level.
Yep.
Olden, you can see that the prison that was holding Pelor is empty.
Okay.
Okay, I am going to need you all to roll initiative, if you'd be so kind.
Okay.
11.
13.
13.
That's 3. 21. Unnatural.
21 for Ulden. Okay. The first person to act does so. The next person to act is you, Ulden. It is clear enough to you, based on the fact that the god is not in the prison and there is no activity here. You can also see that there are figures coming towards you on this level, and there are figures up above. It is clear enough that this is a trap.
I when it comes to it, I got 18.
You got 18. Fantastic. And you know what, Rhydon, go ahead and give me an initiative as well. Because why not? Those catapults might do something.
8.
8.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Ulden, it is your round. You're not currently engaged as such, but you are in this situation.
Exactly as I said, when he realized that not everyone came through. Wardell Hall is where his life's research is currently held. It's where, you know, all his journals are. It's his entire life's purpose is currently there. He doesn't want to give anyone unfettered access to it, so when he realizes that someone didn't come through, he's going to go straight back.
Fantastic. You go, you step on the teleportation circle and speak the words to go back to Wardell Hall, and nothing happens.
Okay.
Call that a free action.
Okay. Then, does it feel as though it's like obviously something's blocking us from like
you can see a line of spell tongue runes around the teleportation circle.
Okay. What runes are currently there?
There is an anchor rune of block and an anchor rune of alarm, similar to what you did.
Okay. Then can I take my action to disable the block rune?
You may try.
Attempt to,
This is something that is going to take quite high DC rolls, and it will take multiple turns.
Yep, that's fine.
To do. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check, please.
All right.
Before you do that,
yes, sir.
We're all in the same area, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
In that case, I'm going to use Flash of Genius, and it says whenever anybody within 30 feet of me makes an ability check or saving throw, I can use my reaction. Can I use my reaction for that, or does it?
Absolutely.
Yeah? You get a +4 on the roll.
All right.
Nice.
Glorious.
Will this also benefit from my Vidalcan Aether lore?
No, I'm going to say this is just a straight.
Nope. Okay.
This is just a straight Arcana check.
So I add plus what to the roll?
It's Arcana.
I add 4
Plus
from
4.
the Flash of Genius.
Oh,
Okay.
4 from the Flash of Genius.
So that is an 18. Then plus the 4 is 22. Plus my Arcana, if I can find it here, is +8 is 30.
Fantastic. You start to get to work, and you can feel that there are 3 layers of protection.
Mm-hmm.
You have broken through the first layer.
Okay.
That is your turn. Next up, we are going to roll to see. Ulden is going to be 1. Gimbal is going to be 2. Tolton's going to be 3. And Dust is going to be 4. Okay. Give me 1 second. Just open this up. This is my Manual of Monsters. Okay. Gimbal,
Yes.
does a 15 hit you?
No.
Fantastic. You see a shape materialize out of the darkness and take a swipe out of at you.
Okay.
And then immediately vanish back into the darkness.
So I don't get an attack of opportunity or anything then.
You may get an attack of opportunity. Yes.
Okay. 17.
17. Just hits.
Hey.
Amazing.
Oh, 18 damage with a morning star.
Nice.
Ooh, baby. 18.
Buff.
You hear no cry out of pain.
Okay.
You it definitely sinks in.
Yeah. Just for those that don't know bugbears, they have a ability called Brute. They're so strong that they deal double damage with a melee weapon.
Nice.
Fantastic. With your perception that you got earlier, I'll use that for this. You see a figure of medium height. You see there's something odd about their head. Their head seems to be sort of hanging to the side like this.
Okay.
This is a being that has fur on its body. Is wearing sort of some robes. And you get this hit in, and it sinks into its flesh. There's no cry of pain, and then it vanishes.
Does it drop blood or anything like that when it gets hit?
Drops no blood.
I tell everyone that there's apparitions coming out of nowhere and vanishing, and to be on high alert.
This didn't feel like a spirit to you. It did feel like a being of flesh, just not.
No, but bugbears aren't that intelligent. So if something appears and disappears, I'll just think it's some sort of ghostly apparition. I wouldn't be able to kind of make that connection that it might be doing something different.
Brilliant. Next up in the order would be Whatsit, but he's not there. So Tolton, that is you.
Right. So looking around, I can't see anything. I just see, obviously, Aldin starts messing around with spell tongue stuff and all the rest of it. Something takes a swipe at Gimbal and then suddenly, smashes it. But there's nothing. I see nothing get hit.
With the amount of detail, you can see that Gimbal connects with something, but the details are not. It goes so quickly that it's not quite clear what it is that he hits.
Okay, I am going to. I'm going to take a gamble here now. As much as I want to turn myself invisible so that I know, so that I can hide from whatever it is, I am going to gamble with basically a spell in front of myself, which is, I just want to double check that it does what I want it to do. Yeah. I'm going to cast Fairy Fire.
Cool.
Basically in the area in front of wherever we are, because it covers a 20-foot cube.
Cool. Do you want to do that kind of in the area where Gimbal was attacked?
Just like, yeah, we're basically centered there, so it goes sort of, a 10 foot either side of it, if you like.
Yeah,
so it says a 20-foot cubed.
Absolutely. Right, is it a saving throw for Fairy Fire?
Dex 15.
Dex 30 saving throw of 15. Let's have a look. Okay. Yeah, this thing passes its Dex save.
If there's anything else in the area, it will hit everything within a 20-foot cubed.
There's nothing else in the area.
Okay, just checking. But okay, cool. And now everything in the area, any inanimate objects, will be outlined as well.
Fantastic. Yeah, and
Okay.
they give off a little light.
And I am going to take. Can I step backwards?
You can step backwards. There's so you are one of those rings, right? There are these like wide corridors. Yep. That kind of go around the center, and then this is like a large semicircle chamber.
Okay.
Where the top
I'm just going to basically take like a step or two back. Can I ready my crossbow?
You may ready. Fairy Fire is
fire it
action,
because I've taken. Yeah, no, I can't fire it. I'm just basically I've cast a spell. I just want to have it like in my hand rather than moving too far, just a step or two, and then and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Bessie go on to Hackles up and everything else as well.
Absolutely.
Should I have rolled for her perception?
You may do. Yeah, why not?
Cool. Well, it's not very good, but it's worth a shot. Isn't it? Perception +5. So no, she's only got a 9. She wouldn't have seen anything anyway.
Cool.
But basically, she's going to be ready, so her reaction's ready and stuff like that too.
Brilliant. From the left side of this circular corridor, what's the hall? Like kind of a hall, wide hall. You hear. Everybody. Ulden and Tolton. This is a familiar sound to the two of you.
Can I use a bit of common sense?
Yes.
It's one of them suits, isn't it? It sounds like that?
Sounds like either a suit of armor or
the thing that was guarding that door.
Yeah, so those
The
were
armory
animated.
door.
Those were animated suits, or a faceless hunter.
Right. Okay.
Something like that is coming down. Doesn't quite make it to you, going quite slowly. Gimbal, that is your turn.
Right. I'm going to basically look around. Can I make a perception check just to see if I can see anything
Yeah,
around me?
yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, soft 25.
Lovely. If you go to sort of where this hall is to the left, you can see approaching is this very smooth-featured automaton. This is a faceless hunter, and it moves with very slow, deliberate movements forward towards you. It's still like 60 feet away.
Okay.
To the right, you can see a figure sitting upright, but almost like a scarecrow on top of a winter wolf approaching with a bunch of soldiers.
How far? So you're saying sitting to the right? How far away?
I'm going to say that this is 60 feet again.
60 feet again. Well, all I could really probably do is load up my sling and take a shot. I'll take a shot at the faceless hunter.
Excellent.
10?
10 is not going to hit.
Yeah. So my pebble or my slingshot just kind of clatters and bounces on the floor and rolls slowly and stops at the faceless hunter's foot, and I just shrug.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Next is going to be the knight. And the knight is going to the winter wolf is going to come forward. And there are a couple of soldiers around this wolf and the knight. And it comes forward, and you just hear the clang clang of sword on shield. Clang clang. Clang clang. And is now 30 feet away. These people who are coming. Next is going to be that, but we are... Tell you what, we'll deal with everything that's happening inside, and then we'll go to outside, even though the initiative order doesn't quite make that happen. So the next thing that's actually going to happen is these two are coming from the side. A figure is going to float and land facing all of you in this chamber. They wear a mask with a skull, hooded robes, open book in their hands. Tolton, I'm gonna need you to roll. I actually don't think I am gonna make you roll for this. This is the book that the surgeon held.
Mm-hmm.
And this voice comes from this figure who has just landed in front of you and says, Tolton, my old companion. It's me. It's the surgeon.
Aren't you dead?
Very astute. What are you doing here? Don't tell me you got away and then decided to come back.
We have our reasons. Now, this is 100% the surgeon's voice.
It sounds like the surgeon's voice coming out of this, behind this skull mask.
I'm going to say, prove that you're the surgeon. Tell me something only the surgeon would know.
Could anyone but the surgeon do this? Floating up and landing in front and around him are several skeletal warriors and a couple of hulking skeletal brutes. He says, "My time in here changed me, friend. I understood that if I wanted to master my abilities, I should join the Orthodoxy. Perhaps there would be a place for you, too, at Fallcrest with your people, with the artificers who
Why
live
would you
there."
change to these? That doesn't make sense.
Looks over at Ulden. Ulden? And then... Damn.
You're lying.
That's going to be that person's turn. Dust is going to make a move. Dust is like, I can do... where should I... Who do I hit first? Asking kind of anybody.
I'm just going to say I don't trust this thing that's pretending to be the surgeon.
If you want, he's gone.
Have I got enough time to ask Alden one question?
You can ask
Right.
him a question.
Alden, do you know the surgeon?
Doesn't know the surgeon.
But he knows who you are. Doesn't sound like the surgeon to me.
Very cool. Dust is going to move forward, and he's going to do he's going to do something very cool. He's going to get rid of 8 of those, which means he takes 8 times 3 is 24 points of damage. And you see him step forward and just fire explodes from his hands and envelops these people, and he's going to deal some damage. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He's maxed out his damage for this attack. Done 11 d10 of damage, which is absolutely insane. And cool. So he's got that much health. So that is 10, 18, 20, 30, 44, 48, 54, 59 points of damage, doubled because it is radiant damage. So he's going to do 110 points of damage. All of the skeletons evaporate in fire and radiant light, and this figure, clothes burn away, this mask cracks. You can see they've taken a huge amount of damage, just absolutely massive, so badly injured. You see this mask fall, and looking up at you is the surgeon with silver light glowing out of his eyes. Let's go ahead. We're going to go back to the top of... No, sorry, we're not. We're going to go outside. We go outside. You don't see anything immediately happen, Rhydon.
That was what I thought would happen.
Yeah. So it's your order. The catapults are ready. The archers are ready to fire.
Okay, with the cavalry, from a gallop, I'll start to go to more of a controlled state. Keep the line in formation. I'll usher for one of the horsemen to go run back to the rest of the main army. Make sure that they push forward.
Yep.
Make sure that we're spreading out. And I'd also like a contingent of one nation to head to, using the map that I would have distributed.
Yep.
Using the map to head to one of the nearest towns and to liberate it. That's the wording I'm using.
Fantastic. You have the option of going north to Rix, which is kind of a farming hub, or you can go south to Balmoral and Skarsgård.
Just one thing in regards to your army, Antonio.
Mhm.
Just remember that messenger or message is a simple spelling in this, that you would probably use that.
I appreciate that, but the contingent, the heavy cavalry contingent I'm going to be sending, is perfectly fine for this matter.
Mhm. Brilliant. Which direction do you tell them to go?
This army, this nation I'm sending in inverted markers, I'll tell to send to the nearest, like you said, the nearest farming town, what was called?
Rix in the north.
Okay, they'll be sent there to liberate the town, not to kill anyone, purely to provide any resources anybody needs, and to offer protection.
I'm going to say that the wood elves and the gnomes from Thorogrove are going to take on that.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So they start moving. One of the commanders who's in charge of the catapults says, "We await your order."
Like I said, hold fire. When I give the signal, rain hell. Continue to move forward the catapults. I'll also let know that we need to start creating a beachhead, if that makes any sense, and just start to create simple fortifications.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of work starts getting done very quickly.
Yeah.
All of this happens, and you hear a roar split the skies.
I was hoping you'd throw one of these at me.
Hello, I'm giving you a dragon.
Yes, I knew it. I knew it in my head. I knew this was going to be the case.
There is a roar, and up from the Wardell forests along the top emerges an enormous green dragon. It roars and bursts of flame spew from its mouth as it takes flight. It kind of takes a little snap at the Grey Orthodoxy airships, which are currently trying to get away. And it starts eyeing all of these armies. It definitely marks you. And it marks the grounded airship, as well as all the catapults. And it is going to fly to flank this army and get out of the line of fire of the catapults.
Okay.
If you would like to do anything in response to that at the moment, we'll call that the round.
Mm-hmm.
Call that the round. We go back up. There's another round where that happens. Ulden, people around you are starting to become engaged in combat. What do you do? It is your round.
Still working on the spell tongue.
Give me another Arcana check.
Ooh. Not quite as good as last time, but I think I'd know my Arcana bonus by now. My brain's like math. 16 plus 8, whatever that is.
24.
That one.
24. 24 is one below the DC.
Okay.
To unlock one of these things. So the DC is 25. I can. It does take an action to give it a go, but you do have a bonus action in your movement if you would like to use it.
Okay then. For my bonus action then. So, what's the distance of everything in front of me?
30 feet to the right and left, and there's one guy who's like 20 feet in, again, like let's say just 30 feet in front of you, who looks like badly burned and
yeah. Then said badly burnt guy, I'm gonna use Sapping Sting. So that is a Constitution saving throw.
Got it. Cool.
Again.
He got a 16.
Which meets it exactly.
So nothing happens?
No. No, that's it.
Okay. This time at you, forgive me, I've got it here. There we go. This time at you, Ulden. 25 to hit. 2d4 plus 3. Give it 1 sec. That's
Josh.
Yep.
Is that something trying to hit him?
That's something trying to hit him.
Is he? How far away from us is he?
You guys are all kind of in the same, sort of like 10 feet.
Right. Well, then in that case, my steel defender is going to use its reaction to impose disadvantage on that roll. Can you roll it again, please?
I can.
It's what's the total? But yeah, it's worth bearing in mind that with the mage armor on, it's 16 is my because
okay.
it says 10 on like a standard. He doesn't have any armor standard.
Unfortunately, this was a 23 to hit.
Yeah, still hits.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah, definitely worth a shot. That is 6 points of damage. And could you make a Constitution saving throw, please?
Yep. So a con saving throw of 18 total. And what was the damage, sorry?
It was 6 slashing damage.
6 slashing damage. Nah, bother.
Fantastic. So that was an 18 you hit. So you're going to take half. So you're going to take 7 half to 3 poison damage.
All right.
You and it's going to try to slink away into the shadows. If you have, I think it's just melee people that have a reaction of, what's it called?
Attack of opportunity.
Attack of opportunity. Thank you. So he's just,
unless you've got a mage, not
warcasting or something.
Warcaster, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's in melee range, you can still take an attack of opportunity, no matter what you are. But
okay, cool. So it's going to try to slink away.
Okay.
It's not in melee range of anybody else, no?
It's maneuvered itself so that it's only melee range of.
Yeah, just checking. Yeah.
Of Ulden, yeah.
Yeah, does it move out of melee range then?
Yeah, it does.
Then yeah, attack of opportunity. That'll just be
Fantastic.
with my quarterstaff. It's the first time I've actually used it, so I don't know what my bonuses are for it.
What's everybody's passive perception, if you'd be so kind?
15 for me and
Passive perception.
Passive.
14 for Bessie.
Cool.
Passive 17.
Passive 17.
18.
18. Fantastic. All of you can still see it. It has failed to hide. You can see a fox-furred, shock white fur of this being, and you can see there is stitching on its neck that is holding its head up. That is on the side, eyes glowing silver.
Just like the thing that said it was the surgeon.
Just like the thing that said it was the surgeon.
Mhm.
And there are a pair of broken glasses hanging off of its face.
There's
Seem
21
just
on
like
the
a
attack
turn
of
undead
opportunity,
right
by the way.
Tolton, you will recognize this being. This looks like Sutagel,
Mhm.
the Arcanoloth from
Yep.
Necropolis.
Somebody's controlling undead here.
What did you get? Sorry, Alden?
I was 21.
Oh, yeah. No, that hits for sure.
Right. Then the damage. +1. 8.
8 points of damage.
Yes,
Fantastic.
8 bludgeoning.
8 bludgeoning. Again, this it hits. This thing makes absolutely no sound. It doesn't look like it affects it at all.
Yep, that's
Like
fine.
damages his body, but no reaction from its blank eyes. Cool. What's it continues to draw those runes, baby.
Yeah. There will be he will take a a break where he gets out the Thano 8 ball, and he sat there going, "Look, Thano, look, this is what we did. We did this together. Look, there's a green one. There's one with red hair. There's one with purple hair. As they're kind of these.
There's one with no hair.
Yeah, there's one with no hair. There's lots of them with no hair. They're really big. And guess what? If I ask them to jump, they'll say, "How are you? It's great, isn't it? We done this together. We done this."
Amazing. Forgive me, Neil, that you are not part of combat at the moment.
No, it's fine. It's all good. It's all good.
That is the nature of this trap that has been sprung.
Certainly is.
Tolton, you are up.
Right. So at the moment, I can see this thing that tried to hide
Yes.
and what's left of the surgeon.
Yes.
Sorry, what's left of the thing that's claiming to be the surgeon.
Yeah, it looks like the surgeon.
Okay. Right. This thing that's actually hitting us, I'm going to take a shot at that first with my crossbow.
Cool stuff.
With a 16.
A 16 does not hit.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have another go then.
Have a go.
With a 18, 19, 20, 21.
21's going to hit.
Excellent.
100%.
And if it's all right with you, I'm going to add to that a branding smite.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Do it.
So that is, where's that branding smite? 2d6 plus the weapon damage, which is 1d10. Right, so weapon damage first. So the weapon on its own does 20 points of damage plus another 9 points of radiant damage.
That's going to be doubled.
Mhm.
This thing's looking really badly messed up.
And guess what? I'm going to use my bonus action to have another go.
Ooh.
With a 19.
Yeah, it hits.
But this one's not so hard. For 10 points of damage. Just physical, no radiant damage on that one.
This like you put holes in this thing. It's got open holes that do not bleed.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's like it's like shooting into like a straw dummy. It's like
Fantastic. Got to put something down though.
Yeah. That's you've done so much damage. You did 48 points of damage there.
That's what it's all about, baby.
That's it. Number crunch, babe. Brilliant. And then the faceless hunter is going to continue to walk forward. It is going to stop within range of Gimbal and like a 5-10 feet away from everybody else. And that's going to be its turn. It's just going to make it that far. Gimbal, it is your turn.
So how far away is it stopped from me?
It's within combat range.
Within combat range.
Can I shout something at you?
You can, yeah.
I'm going to say, be careful what you hit it with, because it tends to resist damage if you hit it too often.
Okay. Yeah, noted. Right. I will go with my Morning Star to start then. Yeah, I'll have a look at next round, maybe a different weapon. Natural 20.
I mean, yeah, that hits.
So that is 4d8, because it's double, isn't it?
Yeah, it's double dice. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to use the roll for that because I haven't got that many d8s. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Let me just see what it comes up with. +5. That is 22 of damage.
Gee whiz. Okay. Cool.
And then with my other hand, obviously not with my addition. Oh no, just what was it plus? Oh god, yeah, 8. So that's a miss. I take it.
8 is a miss. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, good hit, good club with one, and then miss with the other.
Yeah, really good smack along the head.
Hit it so hard it stumbled back that I missed with the other swipe.